Hi everyone, welcome back. It is Friday, August 25th, and I'm about to head out into the yard. My plan was I was going to give an update on my pumpkins, and then we had a storm, so we're going to have a post-pumpkin, post-storm. Wait, post-pumpkin, that's not a real thing. We're going to have a post-storm pumpkin update today, and that's what we're going to be doing. I have my rubber boots on because I need, oh my god, my yard. Having clay soil is like just so joyful, and I love having clay soil because my yard is extremely soggy and waterlogged right now. So you'll see what I'm talking about. We had a storm, so we basically had 2 days of rain. It rained Wednesday from like the evening until yesterday morning, Thursday, and then it was like rainy in fits and starts Thursday morning, and then it was no rain. I don't want to say it was pretty dry because it was not dry, but it was no rain until about 10 p.m. Thursday evening, and then it just poured. So we've just been dealing with some lovely weather, and I will say I've gotten lucky because there are other parts in the state of Michigan that have been impacted by the storm and have had, I think, by my sister, she lives towards the middle of the state, there was tornadoes, and then I think further south a couple of people also were dealing with tornadoes. So we didn't have any tornadoes here, wonderful, just some very heavy and aggressive rain. So I will go out in the yard and show you what I mean. So my zinnias got blown around, so I'm gonna have to reinforce those here at some point. Lord. Okay. So this is kind of how it's been since yesterday. As you'll see, my yard just underwater, soupy. Soupy might be not the right word. It's not the wrong word, but the good news is I was able to move. This stuff was in standing water yesterday. It's not in standing water today. Melons were not in standing water. Pumpkins, however, very much were. So I yesterday rushed out here with several bags of mulch just to pour underneath these guys so I could get them out of standing water. So that's why there's mulch down here now. And then also I had some potatoes that were exposed, so I put mulch on top of them there. But yeah, that's what's going on with the pumpkins post-storm. Look how my limas are finally flowering though. That's nice. And then, oh, you're lovely. But anyway, the primary thing I was gonna do here was, see, I put these guys up on mulch too, because, here, I just when I was out here yesterday, I was standing right there, and I was just sinking and getting stuck. It was awful. And then, okay, so the other day I noticed my pumpkin vines, with the exception of those over there, the leaves just flopped over. They were dead. And I thought, oh God, what's happened? Well, though this has happened, I have had squash vine borers And the funny thing is, and hopefully future Shelby is tech savvy enough to figure out how to put in a photo of a squash vine borer like right here. I was in the garden in June or July, I don't remember. I was out here with my mom, and I was showing her the progress and the state of things, and this hideous orange bug was paying a lot of attention to my pumpkins, and they were just baby plants at that point. And I was like, oh God, what the hell are you? Get away. I Googled it. I Googled what the strange orange bug by my pumpkins was, and nothing could identify this damn bug, okay? When I was trying to look it up. And so then now my pumpkins are dead. Well, they're not dead. They're just doing their thing, I guess. They've prematurely just kind of decided that they're ready. Fact of the matter is, I've had squash vine borers. They lay their eggs. They're moths. They lay their eggs at the base of your squash plant, and then their larvae eat the vines. So that's what's happened here. And that's why my pumpkin vines just suddenly gave up the ghost. Very lovely. Next year I will do differently. I'll put aluminum foil around the base of my plants or something. It looks like I had a little bit of it here on my honey boats as well, which I'm so excited for these. It looks like I've had a little bit of munching on the honey boats, but not to the degree that the pumpkins have, which is good. Oh God, what's this? See, like right there. Good God. Ugh. Growing squash is a labor of love, I guess. I'll do it differently next year. I just flung mud on my pants. It's okay. It'll wash out. That's, I guess, what gardening's all about. I'm lucky to live in an age where my survival doesn't rely on the garden being successful or not. There are grocery stores and farmers markets and stuff. Don't have to. I do this just because I like it. But in the scheme of things, it's still about learning and figuring out what you can do differently in the future. So that's what I'm going to do differently in the future is, one, I'm going to do what I can to keep the squash vine borers away from the squash by wrapping aluminum foil around the base of the plant. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about with the pumpkins, I know when I have showed previously in the past, these guys were already turning orange. And now these guys are starting to do that too. Excellent, love it. Actually, these guys are monsters. I'm glad they're not growing that much more. But they are starting to turn orange, and it's only the end of August. I'm not ready for them to turn orange. I'm gonna have to like cure them. Oh God, I just got stuck in the mud. What was I gonna say? It was something. Oh, that's what I'm gonna. It's only the end of August, and I'm not gonna need my pumpkins for like another month and a half, 2 months, because they were gonna be for Halloween. I was trying to grow a jack-o'-lantern for my niece, who, in the scheme of things, she will only be one. She's not gonna be the one responsible for carving it. But now I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm doing as far as like, I'm gonna have to set them in a sunny window so they can cure, so they can store before Halloween, because they're gonna be ready far too early, I think. I'm realizing that I never actually said, why are there cobwebs on my, good God. Of course, now that I'm inside the house, I realize I never actually got to my point about it's mid-August. I'm not ready for pumpkins. Like, the pumpkins are ready, I'm not ready. So they're gonna have to cure inside, which I stated earlier. But my lesson for next year is I'm gonna wait a week or two, or 3 even, before I think about planting my pumpkins and squash next year, because they're ready and they're too early, and I'm not ready. So that's the lesson I've learned. The lesson I've learned is I planted a little too early. I planted Memorial Weekend, I think. So that was a little too early. Should maybe mid-June plant instead. And then when I have baby plants, I'm gonna wrap. I'm gonna do what I can to protect from the squash vine borer. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've seen them around my yard. I just didn't know what the hell they were. Google wasn't telling me what they were. So, to be fair, I guess Google searching orange bug near pumpkins probably was, I think it sounds really like specific. Who, like, why, what, who wouldn't know that? But apparently Google didn't know what the orange bug near pumpkins was. So now I know. I had to learn the hard way. But now that I've identified that there may be, in this general vicinity, a squash vine borer problem, I can avoid it for future. So that's the lesson. If you've made it this far, I appreciate you taking the time to watch. Thank you, and I will see you again soon. Bye.